So I'm thinking about an example that might be helpful where we helped an organization do new things. And Chiquita is obviously, if you know Chiquita, they're a banana company. That's a fruit company. Okay. But at the time, they were just coming out of bankruptcy and they were trying to reinvigorate the organization. They were ready for a growth plan. And they had identified through a partner some technology that held bananas in stasis. And they asked us, that one of the executives, the SVP there over innovation, asked us to look at that technology and say, what do you think about it? They were thinking it's a cost reduction. It could help them get ripe bananas to market, whatever else. So we said, this is actually a growth strategy. And so for them to actually execute on this growth strategy, they were going to have to become a different organization. So at the time, Chiquita had not even thought about acquiring who they ended up acquiring, which was Fresh Express, that took them into salads and other areas. So if you think about the organization at the time, they were pretty much a wholesaler of fruit who sold the organization. For them to use this technology as a growth strategy, they would need to turn into a CPG, which you think, well, they're a CPG. They really weren't at the time. They didn't have those other CPG products. Part of what we did was to help them transform into a CPG company. So what we did is we worked on a project that became Chiquita to Go. And it was using this technology, this packaging technology, to hold bananas and the ripening and stasis that would allow bananas to ship refrigerated or ambient in a way that it would delay ripening. So you get a really high quality banana at retail. So the issue is, which you may not know, is that bananas ship at 58 degrees to ideally stay in their environment. Nothing ships at 58 degrees. So that's why at the time, before we did this project, it was very difficult or hit or miss, or the convenience store manager would have to go buy bananas locally and put it on the shelf. So if you saw bananas outside of the grocery store, you might see them gray or spotted, or you might not see them at all. This allowed Chiquita to sell bananas at retail at really high quality that no one else could do. We did the research for them, and we actually said, look, this is a home run if we can figure out where it goes, which channel. So what our focus was talking to retailers. We talked to cafes and coffee shops. We talked to convenience store owners, and we ended up helping develop a partnership and a pilot with Starbucks in Chicago. And that was a regional manager there that wanted to pilot this. And at the time, Starbucks was really trying to push food and healthy food. Long story short, we launched Chiquita to Go, and that became an area for Chiquita to go from selling bananas in bunches and wholesales to selling single bananas at a retail price. Now, the way that looked is they used to sell bananas at retail for 39 cents a pound back then, and they were selling bananas at Starbucks for 78 cents a piece. Definitely took them into to the CPG consumer single product space versus being a wholesaler.